Historic houses. During the 19th century, the leafy upper reaches of the Antrim Road developed as the preserve of Belfast's rich and well-to-do. Funded by gargantuan profits emanating from the industrial expansion taking place down in the city below, those who benefited from the toil of the workers created opulent testaments to their wealth. Most of the factories and businesses are long gone, but some of these houses, built with stunning views over the loch and nestling in the dramatic backdrop of the Cave Hill, remain. Particularly grand was Fort William Park, which takes its name from an old fort, the site of which is marked by a large mound in the grounds of Castle High School. Around 1840, Fort William Park was developed as a private estate by George Langtry, the grandfather-in-law of the famous Lily Langtry, mistress of King Edward VIII, and it was a large estate with grounds which ran from the Antrim Road down to the Shore Road. Majestic sandstone pillars were designed and constructed at each entrance of the park, and a look at the street directory of 1877 gives us an indication of the kind of people who lived here. These include linen merchant Henry Mateer, a Miss Murray whose family owned the Murray Tobacco Factory on Linfield Street in the south of the city, and Robert Porter, who was director of the York Street Mill, then the biggest single mill in the world. Also on that list is Robert Thompson, whose house, Walton, now within the complex of Dominican College, is one of the last of these great mansions in existence. Walton's architect Vincent Craig was the brother of Northern Ireland's first Prime Minister, Sir James Craig. Most of these businessmen and industrialists were Presbyterian and Ulster Scots, who dominated the industrial and commercial life of Belfast at that time. The relationship between these rarefied areas of the city and the people in the crowded slums below can be recognised in one small design trait found in some of these houses. These are the turret towers, created so residents could watch the progress of the industry and the creation of their wealth in the city below. Had these wealthy burghers ventured a little closer, however, they would have also encountered some of the worst housing conditions in the United Kingdom, though Belfast was spared the notorious back-to-back houses that characterised many British cities, and the unsanitary tenements of Dublin and Glasgow. Even well into the 20th century, many working-class families inhabited damp, overcrowded houses riddled with dry rot and without running water or toilets, which would be shared with the rest of the street. Needless to say, disease and malnutrition were rife. It took the German Blitz of World War II, which destroyed 53% of Belfast's housing stock, to eradicate Belfast's notorious slums. These great houses of North Belfast speak of the industrial past of our city, and the sheer size of wealth created during the expansion of Belfast from a small town in 1800 to the engine of the empire in the mid-1800s, when areas such as Fort William were created. The Antrim Road was also the Jewish quarter in the city, and a synagogue has always existed at various locations in North Belfast. Among those who lived in the area was Stalin's Soviet foreign minister Maxim Litvinov, who was a teacher in Belfast before the Communist Revolution of 1917, and Chaim Herzog, the son of the chief rabbi of Ireland, who later became 6th President of Israel.